And just a short while ago, I spoke with the president's chief economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, for the White House's response and perspective. Larry, it's great to be with you.
Thank you, Laura.
Have you here. Thanks
Wonderful.
so much.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what happened today. We just heard from Luis Videgaray, the Mexican foreign minister, of course, about how we got to this place where all of these naysayers said it wasn't possible. You couldn't strike a deal with Mexico. Trump had poisoned the relationship. Give us a little behind-the-scenes look.
Our side, their side, you're absolutely right. And then it kept coming together. Instead of moving apart, it came together. And every time it was a setback, it kept moving. Huge, huge credit to Jared Kushner and Bob Lighthizer. Honestly. I mean, Lighthizer was the team leader. Jared was great. POTUS kept giving a green light, you know.
Get it done. He wants results. He wants people in his administration who get results, correct?
Yes. President told me probably 2 months ago, he said, I am sick of this multilateral stuff, okay? He said, you go out there and tell folks that I want to do bilateral, much simpler, much more direct. And I did. And we took some heat from it, and it paid off. China not paying off. Mexico paid off. We'll see about Canada. We got the EU cooking also. That may be a big positive surprise. You know, you look around, all of a sudden, screaming at President Trump, his tactics and his aggressiveness and his plain speaking, looks like it's paying off to me. Looks like it's paying off to me.
Yeah, the stock market, another near record high today, up 259 points.
This was a growthy deal. I call it growthier.
Are you using, there it is. Are you using growth as an adjective, Larry?
Growthier.
Is that something that came with the little heart issue you had? Now you have more heart for the economy.
It's a Kudlow word.
I've known Larry for 20 plus years. I can make a joke about heart.
I got it into an op-ed in the Washington Post.
Okay, good.
So
it's a real word now.
Growthier. But in all seriousness, this is a deal that free trade, fair trade, growth, prosperity for both sides, market openings, better labor value, intellectual property protection.
But wait a second, David Stockman, Reagan's budget guy, Reagan's guy.
My former boss.
Yeah, your former boss said this today. Let's watch.
I think it's a great big PR stunt. This isn't MAGA, okay? This isn't going to do a lot for the American economy or workers. In fact, NAFTA was never a problem. The whole thing is like a phony issue.
Well, look, Dave's an old friend of mine. He and I disagree on a whole bunch of things the last 30 or so years. By the by, this is going to help workers, all right? There's good domestic content. There's good North American content laws, which are enforceable, going to give labor better value. There's some wage push going on in here. That's all very important. If you're not in the U.S.-Mexican zone or maybe the North American zone, like China, you're going to have a lot of trouble doing business, particularly in autos and auto parts. So I think this really helps the growth story.
But doesn't he represent kind of the old Republican Party where if you push back on any of these big trade deals, and you and I have been talking about this on the radio and TV for literally 20 years now, it's the old guard still speaking out, and Stockman was the pro-growth guy. The idea that this is not going to be good for the American worker when 75% of the parts in any automobile coming into the United States has to be made either in the United States or Mexico instead of coming through China, which these auto parts have been coming through, siphoning through Mexico, coming into the United States, tariff-free, Larry. And David Stockman's out there with Kudlow today saying, oh, there's no big deal. Come on. What's happened to these people?
Crankiness. It needs crankiness. That's all I can say.
Making me cranky. Hearing him be cranky.
No, you're not cranky. We're part of the optimistic view. As I say, this is a growth component. I don't care what my pal Dave Stockman said or my former pal Dave Stockman said. Look, wait. No digital barriers, okay? Biological barriers, intellectual property rights barriers. This is going to give us a leg up on entrepreneurship and inventiveness, which is really the heart of the
candidate's coming in tomorrow, coming into town tomorrow, the Canadian economic minister, and she's going to be Freeland. I think she's going to be here. She likes giving speeches. It seems to me that Trudeau has previously enjoyed triangulating against Trump because for him it's good domestic politics, he thinks. But what they did, is this not true? They pushed it to the mat with Canada. I don't think Canada thought he was going to get a deal with Mexico. Suddenly, they're odd man out. Will they ultimately come to the table and agree to this deal?
Well, they're coming to town, and there will be a table. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be.
Why is she flying into town
action.
to make another speech? She's good at making speeches.
Yeah, I don't want to get into personal stuff. Look, President spoke to Trudeau today. POTUS would like to get a good deal, okay? A good deal. But he told the Prime Minister, and he said to us, if we can't get a good deal, then he may well resort to automobile taxes or tariffs, foreign import taxes. The Canadians do not want that.
But they were ridiculing the president today, saying, well, these are American cars. It's Ford, et cetera, made in Canada coming in. But they were all ridiculing the president today, saying, well, the Canadians don't make cars. They're American cars made in Canada. But it doesn't matter. That's the same deal with Mexico. They're American cars, but when they have all these component parts that are made in China, it's not good. It's not a good deal for us. They're just ridiculing. They don't even know the trade deal. They're ridiculing him today.
By the way, I doubt if they read the trade paragraphs in the Mexican deal, but just putting that aside, as the president has said, he'd like to have a good deal, but if not, he's willing to go on the car tax if he has to do it. Okay? That's his negotiating form. And look, you have to be tough. You have to be strong. Trudeau disappointed us a lot, stabbing us in the back way last spring and the G7 meeting. I hope he doesn't pull any of that stuff again. Let's just go back to Mexico, because I'm proud of that. There's so many market openings here. As I said, financial services, intellectual property rights, entrepreneurship. It's going to help the farmers. This is great stuff. Not tariffs. Market openings on both sides.
It's a more efficient marketplace. It's a more efficient marketplace.
Absolutely.
Everyone has said Trump's anti-trade. It's all a lie. It was a lie from the beginning. Larry,
Trump's a free trader. You know that. He wants to get to the free trade, no tariffs, no non-tariff barriers, no subsidies. That's his goal, but you have to be tough to get to that.
Larry, before we let you go, John McCain, big controversy. White House lowered the flag, then raised it, lowered. What's up with that? What the heck happened with the flag? And everyone's focused on the flag and McCain, and was a great hero to this country and patriot.
I think that at the end of the day, the press release put out President's statements was the right thing. That's what my view is. I've known McCain a long time. You have too. Look, we all have our eccentricities.
No, we don't, Larry. We're perfect. We don't have any eccentricities.
Yeah, you and I have to sit here and reform the Catholic Church.
Oh, no. Well, that's another segment with Raymond Arroyo coming up. Hold that thought.
Segment. Here we are.
All right, Larry, thanks for coming in, man.
Trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, we're converts, and we act like we own the place.
Why are they doing this to us?
No. It makes it hard. Hey, thanks for staying up for us tonight. We really appreciate it. Great to see you.
Appreciate it.
And why the hard left's dream of impeaching President Trump may be the ultimate gift for Republicans in the midterms. What do I mean about that?